You look great in those pants. Compliment or harassment? Welcome back to another week of Staying on Top. I'm Nicoletta, and this week we're going to talk about a serious topic, sexual harassment versus giving compliments. So yesterday I was talking with a couple of guys that I work with, and these two male colleagues were asking if I ever checked out guys, like on the street, in their shorts at the gym, and if I ever watched them walk away. Without really thinking about it, I answered, hell yeah, I do. And then we got into another conversation just talking about where I check out guys, how I check them out, and objectification in general. I'm a human being, and if I see something I like, I definitely stare at it. But as we begin to talk and explore more and more about sexual harassment and things in the media, I had to ask myself, is this behavior okay, even though I'm a woman? Sure, it's one thing if somebody wants to be objectified, likes being objectified, and is there to be objectified. For example, when I went to see Thunder from Down Under with my grandma in Vegas. But if I were a guy looking at a woman outside of a setting like Thunder from Down Under or a strip club and staring at them or objectifying them, is that okay? This brings into account some of the power differences, at least in my opinion, that we see in our culture today, at least between cis men and women. There are obviously more overt cases of sexual harassment that we might all agree upon, but this brings up the question, what is sexual harassment? According to the Equal Opportunity Employment Commission and an organization known as RAINN, R-A-I-N-N, sexual harassment is defined as unwelcome sexual advances, requests for sexual favors, and other verbal or physical interaction of a sexual nature. And these things can happen in the workplace, learning environments, and on the streets. This is where it can get gray in that sexual harassment doesn't necessarily have to be sexual in nature or directed at a specific person. It could be something like somebody talking derogatory about a group of women or a group of men or something like that, or even making jokes or sending out explicit emails in the company setting. Sexual harassment can get in the way of your job performance, how you feel at your job, or how you feel that you can do and perform in your job setting. Some would say like there's no place for talking about physical appearance in the workplace at all. But for me, I like when people say that I look nice. I remember an exercise that I did in one of my PhD classes in my human sexuality program, and it was about how comfortable we would be getting compliments from colleagues in the workplace. I want you to ask yourself, which of the following would make you feel uncomfortable if you heard it in the workplace? You look great in your new outfit. You look beautiful, or handsome, today. Your figure looks amazing in those pants. Wow, you look really sexy today. I'm really curious for our listeners, would it or has it mattered the gender of the person who's giving these compliments or comments or harassment towards you? Would you respond or react differently if it was me saying something like that as a cis woman, or if a male that you worked with said something like that to you or gave you those compliments? And what was the reason for why you responded or didn't like it if you didn't like it? Was it their gender? Was it how they said it? Was it the intonation? Or was it what you thought they wanted from you? What caused your reaction as to why maybe you didn't like that particular comment? Then for those giving that attention or maybe saying those things, ask yourself, what is your reason for giving it? Is it coming from a place of respect? Do you want to make that person feel good? Do you want to just tell them what you think about them? Or do you have another kind of motive? I know we were talking about the workplace, but some might argue that outside of the workplace, if you were just on the street, if you were any stranger, that you shouldn't really give compliments about someone's physical appearance to them at all. I've definitely caught myself doing this when I liked somebody's outfit or their shoes and just told them in public. But some might argue that saying anything at all doesn't feel good for the person receiving it if you're just some rando on the street. For example, things like, God bless you, beautiful. Hey girl, smile. As the person giving that compliment or harassment, it also matters how you respond to the other person's response. So if they're definitely feeling uncomfortable, aren't responding, are ignoring you, are telling you to please stop, that's not an invitation for you to continue and say, oh, I was just playing with you, or oh, why can't you take a joke? I feel like the only appropriate response there is to say, I'm sorry, no worries, and leave them alone. Let me know what you think about harassment versus compliments. If you are being sexually harassed, you are not alone, and there are support and resources out there for you. Check out some of the information in the links below to find out how you can get help.
me.